I'm Katrina, this is Sow and Tare, and today we are talking about the first step in building a food forest. So I've been here only a couple months. I have a little bit more time to observe and figure things out before I start actually making the food forest. But step one is knowing what you have. Okay, learning what food plants are out there that are already there, learning what you already have, learning the types of things growing in your area. So these shrubs behind me here, those are hazelnuts. Those grow where there are openings in the canopies, and they grow quite nicely here. There are a lot of different things growing out here. There are lots of berries. There's strawberries on the floor of the forest. There's all sorts of things that are edible out here. And when you have these openings like this, these mosaics of trees and then openings, that's when you have a really good mix. That's when you have the greatest available types of habitats for all of your plants. So keeping some larger trees that are already in the system, taking advantages of openings that already exist is a good thing. Keeping an eye out on what you can grow, what is already growing there. I already have rose hips, huckleberries, the red ones, blackberries, Oregon grapes, wild ginger, what else is on here? Strawberries, like I said, hazelnuts. There's all sorts of things that are already here and available, including a kitty cat, but we don't eat him. And I mean, all of these golden looking things here are ferns that are dying back. Most, if not all, ferns are edible. I know these ones are. And there's a lot of different things you can know about a piece of land without starting to develop a food forest. Knowing the beginning, knowing what you have, knowing what else is on the property or in the area or in the region. So, or similar habitats. So things like pawpaw I know will grow here well, because not because they grow in the Pacific Northwest, but because they grow in similar situations. They should grow here well. Persimmons should grow here well. There's a whole bunch of things that should grow here really well. So that is the first step in designing a food forest. One, I guess it's two steps. One, knowing what you have, and two, knowing what is in the region that you can have more of. So, for example, there are blackberries, elderberry, huckleberry, Oregon grape, thimbleberry. These all exist here. I can take from that likely other type of berries will do well. I can take from that, maybe some raspberries, maybe I haven't seen salmonberry yet. I know it grows in the Pacific Northwest, so maybe some salmonberry. There's a lot of different berries that will grow well. There's some rhizome things like wild ginger and like vanilla leaf. Vanilla leaf is something that's used medicinally and as a insect repellent. And wild ginger, it's not actually a ginger. Tastes like ginger, can be used like ginger. It's all that. Those are two species I know of out here which form populations based off of rhizomes. So what that means really is you can take a cutting of that root, that underground part that it sends out, and transplant it, and then that will start multiple different populations of that plant. So I can take something from somewhere else on the property and bring it into the area I define for a food forest. So something I'm working on now is finding the where. I'm still identifying things. I'm still identifying what's out there, and I will be for a very long time. I've kind of gotten a general sense of things, general sense of what types of areas certain things grow in. Some may grow in more shady areas, some more in sunny areas, and that is okay. So having multiple different types of areas is going to be important when I have my food forest. Another thing I'm doing is actual location. Where is it going to be? Now this is going to be somewhat limited. I do have water rights up on the hill. I obviously do not need to water a food forest. Maybe it's not obvious. I may not have to water a food forest if planted in the right way. You're likely to have a higher percentage of plants die in the first year though, that's okay. You can, pass on those genetics in that fashion. You can have the strongest survive, and that's an okay way to do it as well. Since I do have the water rights up there though, I do need to think about, is the location where the water rights are for appropriate for where I would like to have this food forest. So there's a couple of different options there, and that is something I'm working on next. But the first step, I've already started. I've gotten quite a bit of information about what grows where and their growth habits. So anyway, I wanted to share with you guys the process I am going through. I do plan on making a small portion of the property, a few acres, into a food forest, and using some of the tips I learned from my edible landscaping when I was in California, and I'll put a link up here to that. I have 11 lessons learned, lessons learned over 11 years of having a food forest. Not 11 lessons, it's just lesson learned. But that has most of the lessons learned. I would add to that, keep things more spaced than what you think. Mister, what's going on? He just jumped on something and it fell over. Did that scare you? He ran to me for protection. Did that scare you? Okay. This is where I am in the process, and if you guys have suggestions about different things I might be able to grow, I am in the Pacific Northwest, Southern Oregon, in the area that actually does rain. And yeah, if you have suggestions of species I should grow, that'd be great. And something I've been thinking about, and I haven't really looked into this fully yet, is I know there's a lot of fruit, there's nuts, there's fruits, all of that. What I really would like to know about more, and to encourage you guys to learn about as well, is what kind of vegetables would grow in your area. So not talking about like squash and stuff like that. I'm talking about in a food forest where something is permanent. Hi, thank you. Or semi-permanent, that you have growing, like you have asparagus. All better? So asparagus would be one, artichoke would be another, but I know there are native... Honey, do you need to be put down? I know there are native plants and also non-native plants that can grow wildly, like in a food forest, that you eat the vegetation. So you're getting your greens, not just your fruits. So that is something I want to incorporate more into this food forest than I did in my edible garden food forest that I previously had. So if you guys think of those kinds of things, that would be wonderful. Let me know. Let me know what you're growing. Let me know if you've done this food forest thing before, what worked for you. Hi. Look at this. Look at this silly, silly boy. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully found it useful to have that observation phase, and that is what I'm in right now, is observation. My next job, I'm going to continue to do observation throughout, right? My next job is siting. So where should it be? And that is my next thing I need to complete. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you are excited about seeing this food forest get put together because I'm excited about doing it. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the day, and we will see you next time. You better? You less scared now? You ready to jump on things and have them not fall over? What do you see? Another stump? Okay, get down.